as graceful as ever, and welcome to the Football Roundup warm-up show. It's just a very short... We're all wearing shorts today, so that's the joke. A very short sort of overview of some of the big stories of the day and what we're going to be talking about in the show coming up on Radio ENRG at 4 p.m, which is in about 20 minutes' time. So, first of all, it's not only the biggest story of the day, but it's probably the biggest story of potentially the month. It's Arsene Wenger announcing that he will be finally leaving Arsenal at the end of the season. He's been there for 22 years, which is longer than our lifetimes. We collectively have never, known life without Arsene Wenger. It's huge.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit sad about it because it's, even though I'm a Tottenham fan, it's going to be weird not having Arsene Wenger as an Arsenal manager next season. It's just difficult to imagine anyone else in that dugout at the Emirates. It's just, I'm quite not upset obviously, but it's a bit of a sad day.
In the time that he's been there, I believe that there's been 26 other managers for the other big six teams.
Wow.
So that kind of shows you how long his reign has been.
I think Tottenham will have had about 10 managers in that time at least.
And Ferguson retired 6 years ago now, and now Wenger leaving Arsenal. Don't know if he will retire, but he's leaving Arsenal after 22 years. Do you think we will ever see managers have a reign as long as this ever again?
I think you might see managers maybe every now and then, maybe like a Sean Dyche possibly, although people would probably want him. You might see someone, maybe a small chance, at a club that long, but not being that successful that he's had. I just can't imagine it. And certainly maybe not at the top level where it's so cutthroat.
What do you think Wenger's legacy is going to be? Because obviously it's been a difficult few years. It's a difficult question to answer in a brief period of time, which is why we're going to be talking about it in full on the Football Roundup on Radio ENRG at 4 o'clock. But just briefly, how do you think he's going to be remembered?
I know a lot of Arsenal fans are kind of thinking, it's 3 years too late. But what you've got to remember is, especially towards the start of his career as the Arsenal manager, he had 3 Premier Leagues, countless FA Cups and League Cups, stuff like that. Tremendous domestic success. First ever manager to have a team go unbeaten throughout an English top flight season. So he will be remembered as one of the best managers the league has ever seen.
The one thing that was missing, like you said, was the European aspect. And obviously this season, his last season, could be obviously it would be the last game of the season, would be the Europa League final if they were to get there.
Lovely way around it.
What a way to go out that would be. And also it would leave them in a very good position as well with Champions League football.
For someone else coming in the summer. So on the full show we were going to be discussing maybe some of his low points as Arsenal boss too, because there have been many of those, especially in the recent years, and the potential replacements who are going to be coming in the summer to what is a huge job. It's going to be such a big decision for the Arsenal board to make, and as well previewing, as Gregor mentioned, Arsenal's tie on Thursday against Atletico Madrid in the Europa League semi-finals. Just another quick thing to touch on, PFA Team of the Season was announced. Can briefly run through it. There's David De Gea in goals, Marcus Alonso, Jan Vertonghen, Nicolas Otamendi, Kyle Walker, and then a midfield of David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Mo Salah, who's left wing?
Trying to think of a politician there.
Who's left wing?
Actually,
Aguero?
Sergio Aguero, of course, and Harry Kane up top. But left wing was, I can't remember.
We'll tell you on there actually. We'll go there.
Huh?
We're getting confirmation.
The audience is giving us answers, but we don't know what they're saying.
But of course, it's a strong team. It's the first time that Aguero's
it
made
might
it.
be Leroy Sané.
It's not Sané.
Is it not? Oh, sorry.
It's the first time that Aguero's made the team of the year.
Unbelievable, really.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And he's even scored less goals than he did last season.
Less games as well.
On less games. Do you think there are any notable absentees from that list?
I think Firmino was the one that I would say slightly harsh, but then again, obviously, it's the players, and the players know better than us. But I think when you think of not only the goals he's got, I think he's got 25 or 26 goals. No, well, all competitions, but in the Premier League, he must have nearly 20 or something like that. And he's got, I think, in double figures for assists, or near enough double figures. And I think he's very unlucky to miss out.
I think I've just remembered.
Christian
Eriksen in midfield and
I should
Salah's up front.
remember that.
And obviously the overall player of the season. People saying it's going to come down to Kevin De Bruyne or Mo Salah.
I mean, I think you'd feel pretty aggrieved if you were Salah and you didn't win it. He's done so much, and it's only his first season in the Premier. Well, it's not his first season in the Premier League, but first season for Liverpool in the Premier League. So it will be, greatly kind of understood if he gets it.
Yeah.
We've got pitch invaders there. Sorry.
But yes, from 4 o'clock, the football roundup will be uninterrupted on Radio ENRG, discussing, as we mentioned, the biggest story of the days and the results from last weekend. So check us out at 4 o'clock. There will be a link somewhere in this description, so we'll see you then.